Our correspondent Jessica Le Mesurier has more details on what was in the statement and what it means.
This is the second time in just over a month that the Council's 15 members have managed to agree on a statement regarding Myanmar. This time around, it's a presidential statement, not just a press statement like the previous one, and that means that it can carry legal weight. Now, the Council agreed on it unanimously. The most important part of it is that it condemns the Myanmar military's use of violence against peaceful anti-coup protesters. But just like the previous statement, there's actually no mention of the word coup or of the possibility of international sanctions on the generals behind the crackdown. Now, both of these elements were in the original British draft, but they ended up being cut out. China and Russia helped block language referring to a coup and threatening further action. That said, the text does go hard against the generals who overthrew Myanmar's democratically elected government on February 1st. The text says that the Council expresses deep concern at restrictions on medical personnel, civil society, labour union leaders, journalists and media workers, and calls for the immediate release of those detained arbitrarily. It adds that the Council calls for the military to exercise utmost restraint and emphasises that it's closely following the situation. So it's a warning to the generals, an attempt at de-escalation. Now, the Council statement also shows support for the role of Special Envoy for Myanmar, Christine Schraner-Burgener, and it urges her to visit the country as soon as possible. She is in contact with the junta and has asked repeatedly to be able to travel to Myanmar, but she's not yet been granted access. Diplomats said that negotiations on this text were really tough and that the main source of friction was China. China is, of course, Myanmar's main backer on the Council, and in past UN dealings, it's often blocked initiatives on Myanmar's harsh treatment of the Rohingya people. Now, this statement makes reference to the impact of the current crisis on the Rohingya and says that it is vital that the rights of minorities are protected. Now, China, whilst it has expressed concern on the violence in Myanmar, considers current events as an internal affair and is continuing to block Western efforts to take stronger Security Council action against the junta in Myanmar.